Okay, so how's it going, guys? This is Rio Murata, photographer based in Tokyo. In today's video, I'd like to talk about the JCH camera, Japan Camera Hunters medium format case. And I actually purchased this like 1 to 2 years ago, and ever since then I completely forgot about this product, and I thought it would be a great time to talk about this product in particular. And in this video, I would love to like shred this product into pieces because I don't like using this product. And in this video, I like to sort of like display my concerns using this film camera case, and also lots of problems that arise from using this case, and the reason why I stopped using this case in particular. So keep note, there is a what I call 35mm film variant of this version. You can purchase it off from B&H Photos or in camera stores in Japan actually. So I have to admit, this is probably one of the most widely available film camera cases as of 2022, and it's ubiquitous. It's everywhere, honestly, and it costs roughly like $10 USD if I'm right in most cases. And I'm not sure about the person who made this camera case, but this brand itself, I think it's run by a Caucasian guy actually, who's living in Japan apparently, if I'm right. And this what we call Japan Camera Hunter seems to like make various like products related to film cameras, and this is being one of them. So in general, you can probably find this in a variety of colors. It comes in white, black, green, and red if I'm right. And the construction build is made out of plastic. Not too flimsy, not too super durable type of plastic. Just about right. And the issue I found with using this case is that the area where you slide the what I call the lid onto this what I call case itself, there's this particular area that's basically accommodates the lid to fit in, and this area, it's hard to see. Can you guys see it? This lip area is really jaggedy, and I could actually cut myself with this. And as you may know, although it's made in Japan, it has a made in China type of quality, which I don't like, and I could really cut myself on this jaggedy edge. That's like one of the issues I found using this case. It's a little bit dangerous. And another one that I found after using this case was that when you stick in like 5 films in here, especially when you stick in 4 films, there's not much of an issue, but when you stick in the last film into this case, it's like so freaking hard to like push that into this film container. I mean, it's like really tight fit, and there's that chance that you might damage your film when inserting it into this case. So that's like one of the things that I noticed while using this case. The other issue that I found using with this film camera case is that when you actually sort of like start to like shoot with a medium format camera, and when you are finished shooting with that film camera and you want to like swap that old film and you put it back into this case and take out a new film from this case, I realized that you can't open this case with one hand. You need 2 hands to open this case. And for some people, you will say like, no duh, it's a case. And basically what I'm trying to say is the process of installing medium format film into a medium format camera is completely different from installing a 35mm film into a 35mm film camera. If you experience it, you know what I'm talking about, because there's this 2 extra process that you need to take in order to install your films correctly into medium format. That is, A, you have to tear off the aluminum what we call housing that has the film installed, and 2, you have to take off the wrapper that's like sealed around the the film, and you know what I'm talking about. And when those process comes into play when trying to like swap out films, like every hand counts. And honestly, when you basically have your left hand holding the film case, your right hand basically takes off the lid, how the heck are you gonna remove the film out of this case? I mean, it's gonna be like this, right? Which in my case, that doesn't make any sense, because what I want to do is remove that, film from the case, and at the same time want to, and if I'm in that fast-paced environment, I would love to sort of like forget about the case because it's interfering with the process I'm trying to do, and I basically have to leave this film case lying somewhere on the ground. And in most cases, when I use this case, I 100% have to sit down, which I don't want to in some cases, some scenarios. So that's a large negative that I realized after using this case. And I wish the person who made this case thought about this issue, and instead of like making it separate, he could have basically made it so that it basically does not, come off. I mean, not come off, but the lid basically attaches directly to the camera case itself, so you won't have to worry about losing the lid or having your hand like being occupied with doing other stuff. So that's actually one other thing that I realized after using this case that I really don't like about. And while talking about the negative aspect of this case, I found another negative that I should say to you guys, is that when you actually stick in, like, let's say the exact same manufacturer like films in here, such as Kodak makes various types of film stocks. They have the Ektar, Portra 160, Portra 400, Portra 800. The issue right here is that all those film stocks made by Kodak in the color negative space, the wrapper itself is exactly the same design. And what I'm trying to say is when you're sticking your film in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or not 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5 actually. And if there's those instances that you want to shoot with Portra 400 or maybe Portra 160 or maybe Ektar, and when you stick it in this case, what's crappy about this like film case is you can't tell which film stock is placed in where because the wrapper is exactly the same. You can only see the top area, which just says like Kodak and the the yellow wrapper around. So that's actually one of the things that I realized, because sometimes when I go out and shoot, I bring 2 to 3 film stocks, like I said, Portra 160, Portra 400, and I can't tell which film is which unless I pull just one out and then I get oh, good luck next time. Sort of like that. That sometimes happened to me, and that gets me crazy when using this film case. So that's actually one of the things I realized. Okay, so I think last year or so I made a video on my best film purchases, film camera related purchases as of 2020. And in that video I mentioned the Nancy Mayho case, which I should mention in this video because that's basically the film case I use as of 2022 and probably for the next decade or so, because I can't find a better case better than that actually, which fixes every single problem that this case had. And one is half translucent, so I know which film is being installed in the specific sections of that case, and compared to this case where the film itself is directly touching each other, which sounds wrong. That case in particular, it has these separate like partitions where you can basically stick in one film and there's like a wall and there's another film beside it and there's a wall, and it basically sort of prevents some problems of having 2 of those films being rubbed against each other and stuff like that. That might damage the film when you're like traveling around with that case. And another one is that I guess not many people know about that case, but I'll mention in this video, but it kind of blows this case out of the water due to the fact that that case is, I think I purchased it for like half the price of this. It was like 400 yen or 500 yen. That's like $5 or so. And it was originally meant to be used for fishermen storing their lures in there, but a fellow Japanese person on the photography, the community forums, mentioned that case in particular fits medium format film perfectly well, and ever since then I think a lot of film shooters in Japan actually use that case more than this. So I also have to say that case is perfectionist, or I don't know what the word is, but that case is really good because it fixes that problem that this case had, which the lid is like completely separate. That case the lid is attached directly to the body, so you won't lose the lid. And at the same time, you can actually, if you work hard, you can actually open this case with one hand and also remove a film from it. But that's really exhausting, so up to the point of opening that case with one hand is no problem. I mean, it's like really simple. There's only one latch and it just comes off and gets the job done. Okay, so that's basically it about the overview and the reason why I don't like about this case. So yeah, I'm just curious about you guys, like what kind of like case do you use when you're like traveling with film? And please don't say I bring a Ziploc when traveling, like you guys know who I'm talking about, because I personally don't like to travel with a lot of films in a Ziploc bag due to that reason where it might, you know, damage the films rubbing against each other, which sounds wrong, but I mean, at the same time, it's like a jelly bean bag, you know. I don't want to like take a random like film and say, oh, this is the wrong one, kind of. So I would rather like store my films in a like a sort of like a semi-hard case when traveling somewhere, and when I'm done shooting, I have a place to like put it back in there. So hopefully that like makes sense for a lot of people. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, and at the same time I'm kind of curious about you guys, like what kind of case do you guys use to store your like films, and is it this case or is it something else, or do you use Ziploc bags or something that you found in a hardware type of store, or some kind of like thing that I never thought of. So I guess that's it. So yeah, we'll see you next time.